What's up everybody, I'm Hoops and Hip Hop. So earlier this week we finally got the confirmation and official reveal of Farfetched's long-awaited evolution, Sirfetch'd, and outside of Sirfetch'd itself, the most interesting thing that came from this trailer was the reveal that this Pokemon is going to be an exclusive to Pokemon Sword. The reason why this is so interesting is because it indirectly confirms that Pokemon Shield is also going to get its own version exclusive counterpart to Sirfetch'd, and since Sirfetch'd is a long-awaited evolution of a pre-existing Pokemon, that virtually guarantees that the Pokemon Shield exclusive counterpart to Sirfetch'd is going to be the exact same way. So in this video, I thought it would be fun to discuss who is going to be the Pokemon Shield exclusive counterpart to Sirfetch'd. We're going to go over a number of different Pokemon who first and foremost fit the criteria of receiving an evolution much like Farfetch'd, and we're going to talk about who is most likely, who is most deserving, and who fits the best standing alongside Farfetch'd as its version counterpart. That's pretty much the gist of the video though, so with all of that being said, why don't we go ahead and just get right into it. Okay, so this first one might actually be the most interesting one of all, because that would be another Farfetch'd evolution in the form of a female exclusive evolution that takes the form of the original evolution for Farfetch'd from the Gold and Silver beta demo. In case you weren't aware, Farfetch'd was originally going to receive an evolution all the way back in Gold and Silver during Generation 2. Its evolution's name was Madam, and it definitely took a different approach in terms of its appearance to the Sirfetch'd that we've ultimately received. However, there is some speculation that this still could come to fruition. And that is in the form of a female exclusive evolution compared to Sirfetch'd, who would act as a male exclusive evolution in this situation. The reason why this could potentially work is because Sirfetch'd's name is literally Sirfetch'd, meaning it could be an all-male Pokemon. Meanwhile, the name for Farfetch'd's original evolution is Madam, obviously indicating a more feminine and possibly female exclusive Pokemon as well. Sirfetch'd has also taken the white coloration of the original Madam evolution, so who's to say that Farfetch'd isn't going to get the extra special treatment and not only get one new evolution, but two. I think this would be an absolutely fantastic way to do things, especially because it would give Farfetch'd that much more attention and redemption, so honestly, I would be extremely happy if this happened. Next up on the list is another Kanto Pokemon in the form of Lapras. Now, the reason why I put Lapras on this list is just because it's another one of those Pokemon that has been begged for by the fanbase to receive an evolution of some kind. However, I must say that this is one of the least likely ones on this list, just for the simple fact that I personally can only see Lapras getting a pre-evolution, and Farfetch'd obviously got an evolution in the form of Sirfetch'd, so I think whatever pops up in Pokemon Shield is going to be an evolution as opposed to a pre-evolution, so I don't think Lapras is that likely to receive this spot. However, it is still worth mentioning just for the simple fact that both of these Pokemon are Kanto Pokemon. They have both been requested by the fanbase to receive an evolution, and Lapras obviously has ties to the Galar region in being based on the Loch Ness Monster. So it's not the most likely thing in the world, but it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if it happened either. Moving on, we are now going to talk about the Pokemon that I believe fits in this spot the best and frankly deserves it the most, and that would be none other than Dunsparce. If there was ever a Pokemon other than Farfetch'd that desperately needed an evolution, it is Dunsparce, and now that Farfetch'd has officially received that treatment, Dunsparce is now the #1 priority to get an evolution. And since Farfetch'd's evolution is a version exclusive, why not kill two birds with one stone and pull off one of the most legendary moves in Pokemon history by giving the two Pokemon who have needed an evolution more than anyone else an evolution at the same time and make them version exclusive counterparts to each other. That alone would make Pokemon Sword and Shield a quality game, and they have the golden opportunity to make it happen, so I really hope they take advantage of it. Moving on though, we are going to talk about some other options as well, and the next one comes in the form of another Johto Pokemon in the form of Shuckle. Now, I wouldn't say that Shuckle needs an evolution as desperately as Dunsparce does, but it is a good candidate because obviously it looks like it could receive an evolution, and the main thing here with Shuckle is that it is such a defensive-minded Pokemon. Obviously, a defensive-minded Pokemon getting a version-exclusive evolution in Pokemon Shield only makes all the sense in the world, and since Sirfetch'd is in Pokemon Sword and definitely looks a little bit more offensive-minded, it does seem like these two Pokemon could go well together as version-exclusive counterparts. Another Gen 2 Pokemon that would serve as a good counterpart to Sirfetch'd is an evolution to Delibird. Now, Delibird is kind of like the Gen 2 version of Farfetch'd in a lot of ways, because not only are they both bird Pokemon, but they're both bird Pokemon that are kind of derpy, if you will, and also don't evolve, or at least didn't prior to Sirfetch'd, and they're also both Pokemon that kind of get overlooked and overshadowed a lot of the time compared to other Pokemon. So with all of those similarities in mind, I think a Delibird evolution would be a great candidate as a version-exclusive counterpart to Sirfetch'd. I might not want it as much as, say, the Dunsparce evolution or even the other Farfetch'd evolution, but I still think it's one that would be a really good fit. Moving on though, the next Pokemon on this list is Spinda. Now, the reason why I put Spinda on this list is because it does indeed share a lot of the same characteristics with Farfetch'd, in that obviously it's an unevolved Pokemon, and it's also kind of a weird, quirky, even derpy type of Pokemon that just gets overlooked and overshadowed amongst all of the other Pokemon around it. I will admit that this isn't the greatest fit in the world, or the most likely scenario for that matter, but considering the fact that the only evolution to an old Pokemon, or a Galarian form, or anything like that we've seen outside of the Kanto region at this point has come from Hoenn in the form of Zigzagoon and Obstagoon, I think considering at least one Hoenn Pokemon makes a lot of sense, and I think Spinda fits the bill better than almost any other Hoenn Pokemon. Coming up next is one more Hoenn Pokemon for good measure, and that would be Kecleon. Now, I really don't have a genuine reason other than the ones I stated for Spinda as to why Kecleon is on the list, but I kinda just had a gut feeling that I wanted to put it on the list anyway, just for good measure. Much like the other Pokemon on this list though, Kecleon does share a lot of similar traits with Farfetch'd in that it is obviously unevolved, it is part normal type, it does serve a unique role within its region, but is often overlooked, and could potentially receive an evolution based on its room to grow. So yeah, not the most likely pick in the world, but if we wanted to throw a wildcard pick into this mix, I think Kecleon does a pretty good job of filling that role. Coming towards the end of the list, we now have a representative from the Hoenn region, and that would be an evolution to Chatot. I've actually spoken in the past as to why I think Chatot would be a good candidate for receiving an evolution, and now that Farfetch'd is getting its evolution, why not pair it up with another unevolved bird Pokemon for its Shield counterpart? Also, being a bird is one thing that Chatot definitely has going for it in this scenario, and I think the one other major thing it has going for it as well is the fact that it's from the Sinnoh region. We all know that Sinnoh remakes are imminent at this point, probably coming within the next year or two, and so I think Game Freak isn't above hinting at that in this game with something like an evolution to a Sinnoh Pokemon, and I think if they were ever going to do one, Chatot would definitely fit the bill, and it fits right in as a Shield counterpart to Sirfetch'd. And last up on the list is a Pokemon that I actually constantly bag on and talk negatively about, so it'll be kinda nice to give it some love for a second, and that would be Stunfisk. I think Stunfisk would be a great fit next to Farfetch'd in the sense that it's also a Pokemon that desperately needs to be redeemed with an evolution. I have talked several times about how much I dislike Stunfisk because of its terribly executed design. However, if it were to receive an evolution, all of that could be forgiven. It's actually very much the same situation to Farfetch'd, where Farfetch'd really needed an evolution because not only was it overlooked and all that kind of stuff, but it was also just a very plain and boring Pokemon. And with Stunfisk, it's the same scenario, except Stunfisk is basically the super ugly version of that. And much like Farfetch'd, Stunfisk also has material within its backstory that would serve as the perfect basis and reasoning for an evolution, because originally Stunfisk was based more so on a goosefish and was water electric type, so you could simply factor those design elements into an evolution, bring back that design as a new Pokemon, and that would completely redeem Stunfisk as the kind of mismatched, kind of weird looking Pokemon that it is. And so because I would love not to have to hate on Stunfisk so much and actually have a reason to say something good about it, I would love to see this happen in Pokemon Shield, and I think it would be a really good fit next to Sirfetch'd. And there we have it, everybody. Those are the most likely candidates, in my opinion, on who could receive an evolution to sit alongside Sirfetch'd as its version-exclusive counterpart in Pokemon Shield. If you guys enjoyed the video though, be sure to give it a like, let me know down in the comments below which Pokemon you think is going to get an evolution to match Sirfetch'd in Pokemon Shield, and let me know your thoughts on my personal picks as well. If you guys are new to the channel as well, be sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content and more Sword and Shield content every single week, and if you'd like to support the channel further, check me out on Spotify, give my Pokemon remixes a listen, that directly supports me making videos, and you can also check out my Pokemon podcast over on the UCast Studios YouTube channel. I just barely did an episode yesterday talking about what's next for Ash Ketchum in the anime and whether or not I think he's going to leave. I talk about fun things every single week over there that I don't mention or discuss on the channel, and supporting me there by listening to those podcasts would be greatly appreciated as well. With all that being said though, I will be back on Tuesday for another video, so be sure to hit that notification bell so you can know when it goes live, and with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great weekend, and until the next one, as always, I will smell you guys later.